Namaste, I'm Dr. Trishna. When we look around us, we see a lot of people suffering. Either they are suffering of diseases or they are just mentally very stressed out. No energy to work, no energy to live. And that is exactly why medicines may not be the right kind of only intervention that is required for the maladies we are facing right now. Keeping this in mind, Samatvam, equanimity, that is the clinic that has been started in Trivandrum, Kerala. What is the purpose of this clinic? The purpose of this clinic is to basically bring balance, not only at the physical level, but also mental, emotional, social and spiritual levels of existence. Today, we know that most of the people are suffering from a lot of chronic disorders, whether it is diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, or even anxiety, depression. What is the remedy? Is a pill the only option? Definitely not. We have multitude of treatments which are able to treat our body, mind and soul. So Samatvam is the concept where we treat the body, mind and soul by blending Eastern and Western concepts, just as it is required for the person who comes as a client. One treatment we focus a lot on is medical yoga therapy. What is medical yoga therapy? So we see a lot of yoga happening around us, a lot of people doing difficult asanas. Actually, asana is only one aspect of yoga. When we talk of yoga, it is a complete package to improve our life. Whether it is a behavioral aspect with yamas and niyamas, whether it's a physical aspect with asanas, whether it is the energy aspect with pranayama and pratyahara, and of course the mental aspect with dharana, dhyana and samadhi. The elements of Ashtanga yoga, Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga and Karma yoga can be seamlessly blended to bring in a good therapeutic effect. This is quite effective and it has been proven with a lot of research background right now that a lot of mild cases of anxiety, depression, chronic disorders can very well be managed with medical yoga therapy. The next treatment protocol that we use in our practice is clinical acupuncture. Clinical acupuncture is an integral part of traditional Chinese medicine. In clinical acupuncture, we use disposable thin needles, sterile needles, and we prick different acupoints in the body. These points are energy points, and whenever there is a blockage in energy, the energy called Qi, we become diseased or we have some kind of a disorder. And the whole idea is to release this blockage and bring out balance, and thereby balancing the opposing forces of yin and yang. So this should be practiced only by a qualified practitioner and should not be taken very lightly because it can lead to complications if not done properly. Coming to the next treatment that is usually utilized is mindfulness-based interventions. Now, mindfulness is nothing but non-judgmental awareness. That means whenever we are sitting quietly, closing our eyes, looking at ourselves, we get a lot of thoughts. And these thoughts can actually be very disturbing because we start judging them. Mindfulness just simply says you watch your thoughts but don't judge them. And the best way to do it is to watch your breath. This has come from Zen Buddhism and it's quite popular in the Western countries for a lot of psychological disorders, starting from mild form of depression to chronic pain, chronic fatigue and a lot of disorders. Mindfulness-based intervention is quite a researched area and it's quite effective in treating a lot of conditions. The next treatment that we use is medical nutrition therapy. Now we are all aware of what we need to eat and how we need to eat. There is so much of information out there. But what is the actual thing that we require? Somebody else who has a different constitution, a different genetic makeup, will not be okay with having a particular kind of food. But for me, it may be okay. So depending upon the different individuals, their constitution, their genetic makeup, we need to plan a diet. Also taking into consideration their work schedule, sometimes it becomes very impractical for people to just have food if we just write and give a prescription. No, because this should be blended very well into the lifestyle of the person. So looking at all the deficiencies, assessing all that and supplying all those nutrients and making them more balanced. That is what medical nutrition therapy is all about. The next treatment that we use is psychological counseling. Now, we see a lot of people around us, unfortunately, in India, especially, a lot of children are fed with a lot of negativity from childhood. They see people around them always talking about negative things, and this negative tendencies kind of become very reinforced. And that is where we actually have to do psychological counseling to go into your subconscious mind deep within you to understand if there anything that is actually causing the problematic thinking, and to address that, correct it, and then induce that the change in the behavioral aspect. So this can be very well used in anger management, educational field, but also this can be very well used in the treatment of a lot of disorders, because stress is one of the major aspects of lifestyle disorders. So counseling is an integral part. And then talking about naturopathic medicine. Now, the base of naturopathic medicine simply says that, be in line with nature or be connected with nature. And what is nature actually? What we see around us and what is there within us. And how do we do that? We use the 5 elements, that is water, fire, earth, space and air, to bring about that balance within us and around us. So that means living in more, natural spaces, having natural food, having a very, very social connectedness, being with people, like-minded people. All these things come as a part of naturopathic medicine. In treatment, we use a lot of hydrotherapy, we use fasting, we use physiotherapy, heliotherapy, that is sun therapy, color therapy, etc., to bring about this balance in an individual. And talking about fasting therapy, now fasting therapy has been looked upon with a lot of skepticism. People were not sure why should we fast. And then this Nobel Prize came in about fasting and autophagy. So fasting is actually allowing your body and mind that rest period so that it can recycle and use all the unnecessary things that are piled up in the body, declutter it and make it more rejuvenated and repaired. That simply means detoxification or cleansing and then rejuvenation and repair happening. So the person is actually bodily and mentally becomes more and more energetic and active, and hence there are no accumulated toxins in the body and the person is completely healed. So these are the elements that we use in treatment and healing at Samatvam. Thank you for watching. Namaste.